Okay, this is the second attempt at trying to do this screencast. Hopefully things will go better this time. I'm going to go down to first year courses and into anatomy and physiology. Once there in the anatomy and physiology class, I'm going to scroll down towards the bottom, and on the left side of the screen under settings, where the section is labeled question bank, I'm going to click the left arrow, the little drop down arrow to the left side of question bank, and I'm going to select categories. This will take me into the categories section for this course, and you can see I've already created some categories in here: basic life sciences, musculoskeletal, and cardiovascular. The default for anatomy and physiology category would include all the questions within these subcategories as well, but you can also put questions that would go directly in this category but would not be included in those subcategories. So the first thing we want to do is we want to scroll down and look at the section down here where we can add a category. The nice thing is that we see on the left side the different topics within the course, so we can just go down through here: cardiovascular, digestive and urinary. So the next one is endocrine systems. So we want to go ahead and create our category under endocrine systems, and right here you can see if you wanted to put a category under something different than just the course default for anatomy and physiology, you could put it under something else, but we're just going to leave this default for anatomy and physiology. And under the category info, I'm just going to enter something really quickly. Questions in this category for the endocrine unit and A&P course. Okay, so now I'm going to scroll down here to the Add Category button and click Add Category. This will now have created my endocrine system subcategory, as you can see. Now I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to go back to the section on the left side under settings, under question bank. I'm going to click on questions. This will take me to the section within the course where I would enter questions. Now, one thing you can see right quickly is there's a couple of questions here, and those are showing up when I select, when you have selected the default for anatomy and physiology. If you click that drop down arrow, you can see basic life sciences and the number 2 beside it. That means that those two questions that you could see when anatomy and physiology was selected, those two questions were coming in from the basic life sciences subcategory. If you choose, for example, cardiovascular system, you will not see any questions available because I haven't put any under that subcategory. But if you choose basic life sciences, you will see those two questions that were already there, the little sample questions. Okay, now, while I have basic life sciences chosen, I'm going to click the Create New Question. And it's going to ask me what kind of question, and I'm going to put in a very simple essay question. Let's go to next. Okay. And my question name is going to be the Krebs cycle. And my question text is going to be: describe in detail the Krebs cycle, including reactants, products, catalysts and enzymes that are utilized throughout the cyclical process. And that should make for a nice little essay if someone answers the question correctly. And I'm going to just scroll on down and save my changes. Different questions would have, of course, a lot more settings for those questions, but for an essay question, that's quite simple. Okay, so now you can see my new question when we have basic life sciences selected, and if we also select the default for anatomy and physiology, that's going to show up as well as an available question. Okay, so that's how you put questions into the different categories. You choose the category that you want to put a question into, like basic life sciences or cardiovascular, and then you, after you choose the category, you create a new question. We're going to move over now to the quizzes section of the course. And to add the quiz, I'm going to go back to the home page of the course. And once I'm back to the home page of the course, I'm going to scroll down into the unit for basic life science. And I'm going to do a sample quiz 2. I'm adding an activity or resource. I'm going to add a quiz and click add. Okay. And now I have, the name is going to be sample quiz 2. And I'm just going to leave all of this default just for the sake of time, but there's lots of things in here you can modify. And if you usually click on the little yellow question mark, it will tell what those different settings affect within your quizzes. Now I did click to save the quiz and display it. So, and of course it's displaying the quiz, but there's no questions yet. And it says no questions have been added yet. So I'm going to edit the quiz. And when I edit the quiz, it will take me to a page where this, on the right side, the question bank contents may be hidden from you when you first navigate in. And if it is, you'll see something that looks like this. And if your quiz looks like this and you want to access your question bank contents, you come over here and you click show. Okay, and then that will show your question bank contents. Now, over here you have the select a category. Okay, you will be able to select your different categories. If you select, for example, digestive and urinary, there will not be any visible questions underneath your question bank to add to the quiz. But if we select basic life sciences, we will see the 3 questions that exist in the basic life sciences subcategory. If we select default for anatomy and physiology, that would show all the questions for all the different subcategories. This is useful for making like a final exam or a midterm exam. If you've got your questions in, you can choose from questions from within the different subtopics or subcategories. Excuse me. So we're going to choose basic life sciences, and then we're going to examine how this works. You have the 3 questions here. You can choose each one randomly, or you can use the selector here that selects all or deselects all. If you click it once, it selects all, go back, click it again, it removes them. You can sort your questions by type if you wish by using this little icon, and you can sort questions by type descending, or there's also a little feature down here to add random questions from the category, and you can choose the number of questions. I can only go up to 3 because I only have 3 questions entered, but I could select 2 questions and then add the quiz, and it would just randomly choose 2 of those questions and add them to the quiz. And there they are. It chose those 2 questions. Now, what I could also do is I could remove this and remove this by clicking the X. And I could go back, and then if I wanted to just add all 3 questions, of course I could choose this and add to quiz. And then all 3 of those questions will be added to quiz. If you go to this tab, Order and Paging, you can change the order of the questions. You can change what pages certain questions appear on, things like that. Some of the format things dealing with a quiz, but I don't think that's too essential to cover. Mainly, we've edited the quiz. We've chose a category. We've added the questions from that category. Now we're going to save the quiz. We'll go quickly now over to view the quiz once we have it saved, and we'll be able to see the different questions within that quiz. Okay. Okay. Now I have the quiz saved, so I'm going to go to Sample Quiz 2, and I can attempt the quiz now. And the first one it gives me is the true false. So ADP is essential for cellular respiration because it's essential for making ATP. So we'll click true and next. And then we'll describe the Krebs cycle in detail. I'm not going to take the time to do this essay. I am going to click next. And I'm going to answer the gas required for cellular respiration is oxygen. And I'm going to click next. And then I've got 2 questions that are answered and saved, one not yet answered. I'm going to submit all and finish. And I'm going to submit all and finish even though I didn't answer one of the questions. And then it will show me the status, and I can go and see how I did on my quiz. It's correct there. And I did not get that one correct because I didn't answer it. And on this one it was correct. It's got a check mark and it's green. Correct answer is oxygen. I'm going to finish my review. Okay. Hope this is helpful. My grade, I made a 66.67 because I only got 2 out of 3 correct. And I could go back and reattempt the quiz, and depending on how you set different settings within the quiz, you can allow reattempts or you can allow no reattempts, and you can penalize each person part of the possible grade score for their second attempt. So they might make, be able to make 100 on the first attempt, but then if they retake the quiz, the highest score they might be able to make is only a 90, but that would deal with settings in the quiz when you set it up. Hope this is helpful, and thank you.